What's up, guys? Welcome. Um, this is my first video where I'm actually gonna be speaking into my laptop mic, so I'm sorry if the quality kind of sucks, but I do not have a mic or anything. Hence why I've not been recording my voice much. But the reason why I do want to record my voice for this video and also tomorrow's video is because I'm gonna be breaking down the beats that I did for Long Live Shiva by 2IC or Second in Command. I wanted to do this because I've been breaking down some of my beats here and there. Like I broke down Misère and Jank that I dropped with Amy a few weeks back. Because I like to show off my beats that I've made and that I've placed. But it doesn't make much sense to do it without voice, because I feel like it works way better if I can actually speak and talk about these beats a bit more than just showing them. So that's why I'm gonna do this with a mic, but I'm not gonna be doing that for the cookups. I'm just gonna make beats in silence. So in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down Jumpin' In. I'm gonna be going over Bike again. I know that I did do Bike already, but I didn't speak in that one, so I'm gonna quickly go over it again. And I'm gonna do Sleepyhead and Wrong or Right. So yeah, we're gonna be going over those beats, starting with Jumpin' In.
That's gotta be illegal.
So this is the first song, or the beat for the first song on Shiva. Let's get into these synths, right? The main sound for this beat, at least this is the main sound to me. It feels like a little bit more under the rest of the beat. But this synth here, Diamond Dragon, I use quite a bit. I love this synth sound. I use this Quetzalcoatl 25 pad. This plugin has some crazy sounds, and it looks fucking awesome too. This sound is honestly what makes this beat for me. I put some ODT on it, some Soundcodizer. I do spam Soundcodizer if you've seen. I always put it on my samples when I sample and shit. I know I just spam this shit so much. And I took some of the low end out. No reverb or something, which is pretty surprising. But just compressed to shit. Then we got Synth Master. Another underrated plugin, especially for rage beats. I love these these leads here. So I think it has delay on it in the plugin, but there's no effects on it for the rest. We got Expand. As you guys know, this is probably my favorite plugin, just in general, like favorite synth VST. I fucking love this plugin. We're using the Unison Square lead, and we're playing an ARP melody. Just very simple. It's just all the way through this. I think I panned it to kind of make it more even. I'm very finicky when it comes into panning, but I use this plugin called PanFlow to like have it kind of go from left to right quickly. Some Soundcodizer. I don't know why I do this. I sometimes use EQ just to lower the level of stuff. I have no idea why I do that. Also, I widened it a little bit, and I did some more EQing. So there we go. There's this also no reverb on this sound at all. Then there's one more synth. This is probably my favorite part of the beat. This synth from, I think, Zonology. Yep. This JX8 1,000. I love this sound so much, it's so crazy. And I put some distortion on it. I put some ODT on it. Oh, I did put some reverb on it. So I used this frequency splitter to pass it to this thing, and then I got some reverb on it. So that's the only sound with reverb here. We also got the Biggie Brass. Yeah, okay. Really high brass sound, just to add some more intensity. So that's also in there. And then you got this part. So yeah, those are the synths, or the melody. Let's get into the drums. Let's play those from the riser, or the snare roller. And then we got a second 808 here. Let's get into these 808s first, because I got two of them. We got this spin 808 from Cody. Oh, there's no boost on it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Nice bounce. We got the snare here. The hi-hat. Got two open hats here. And we got Amy's favorite sound in this beat, the rim shot. He said I spammed this sound too much, but I don't know, I love it. You don't hear rim shots that often in rage beats, so. Also, I just got a riser here alongside the snare roll. And then obviously I do have this alternate 808 here. What 808 is this? Broadway Taylor 808. It's like a more buzzy one, right? Probably one of the beats that's the most in line with like some of the rage cuts that Amy does later on in the record. So I kind of like how it slots into this project. Let's go into the next beat, which is gonna be Bike.
Iridescence. That's gotta be illegal.
Probably the best plug and B style beat I've made thus far in general, honestly. Still very much in my style. I know this plug and B genre is considered dead by a lot of people, but I still like making it. I don't know. I only recently started really making it frequently, but because I just didn't know how to do the chords properly. But ever since I figured it out, I've just been obsessed with these type of chord progressions. see this note is kind of like off key, right? It's in a different key, and it just adds a nice like emotional sound. The synth I used for this, synth 1, is a synth I've been using for like since 2021 or something. So since the inception of Schmirko beats, I've been a fan of this synth. Specifically this Retro Simulator Volume 2, I like to take a lot of key sounds from this. Then we got some purity, obviously, you know, plug and beat, you got some purity. Wait. We got some strings. Wait, that's for later. We got some bells. I really like these bells, they add so much. And then we got this one shot here. A lot of reverb on this. Got some voila on there. Yep. So this is a longer pattern because I want to have it resolved nicely. So that's why I add this like second variation here. Because that leads nicely into the verse. So you got this marimba. Wait, gotta click on the pattern. Also just from Purity. This is just the same pattern. This is the same synth as this, but just pitched up 1 octave, and then with a top line here. And I added this extra note here so that it can transition nicely into the hook. There you go. So that's the melodies. Drums I'm just gonna play in full instead of looking at every single sound. Main things I want to say about the drums here. There's 2 hats. So this is like a hat that has like a reversed, weird sleigh hat. So it has like a little reversed ending. And then those 2 together play that. Then this is probably my biggest issue with the beat. If I had to point out one issue, is that this sub 808 is way too low. You can really barely hear these notes played. Like, you need to have like some really good speakers to pick these notes up. I feel like especially in the released version of the beat or the song, you don't fully hear the bass until it gets to these higher notes here. Even I do really like the pattern of the bass, but it's very hard to hear in the actual song. But I do like the rest of the drums. I especially like this part here. You can hear this. I have some reverb on the clap. The way I did that is I took this pattern and I made it unique, and then I just copied or cloned the clap, and then put the clap on one of those temporal effects channels, and I just put a little plate on it, and then I layered it so it only gives reverb for this one time the clap plays, and then just regular, and then obviously some sound effects.
Hey, fuck you, man!
Right? Need those. And shout out to Kat, Might as well shout her out now.
Iridescence.
Since, you know, she makes an appearance here. She does a bunch of tags for iridescence and also has made some tags for me, as you guys have heard before.
That's gotta be illegal.
Iridescence.
That's the illegal tag I use on occasion. By the way, fun fact, in the wave file for this tag, you can hear double T in the beginning. Hear that? Hear that?
That's gotta be illegal.
Iridescence.
You can hear Matt double T in the beginning. Usually you don't hear it. I sometimes I don't even cut it out, but you cannot hear it usually when I put it there. But yeah, that's all I really had to say for this beat. So now let's move on to the next one. The next one being Sleepyhead. First of all, we got some sound font action. This is from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, game for the DS, Explosive Sky. I think that's for the DS, right? Rare appearance of simple triads instead of 7th chords. Very rare for me. This just has some reverb on it. I love using sound fonts. I'm a big fan of video games. And music in video games. We got some EQing, we got some flanger, we got some compression, I guess. And then we got some delay. Yeah. Then we got some more Diamond Dragon. Draco Hydro 4 is the preset. Then, you got the top line here as well. So this is the same preset as the chords, but you have this top line. Almost forgot that. So yeah, that top line adds a lot to the progression of a beat. We got Dext. Ooh, we got some delay on there. This is super massive I got on here. And then some EQing. We got this sine lead. Wait, let me solo it real quick. Oh, it's a saw sine lead. Ooh. So there is that for the verses. And those are the sounds actually. So then we got drums here. So these 808s here, we have two 808s again, but this time they are playing together basically. So this is kind of like a spins 808. And then you also have this bass sound, this fret bass playing together with that 808. Got some slides in here. Got some I kind of put them like off kilter a little bit. And then you have secondary 808 pattern for the spins. So you kind of have this part kind of like taking over for the fret bass here. We got two claps, I think. This jigsaw clap and this draw clap. So separate they sound like this. I probably did some swing on there. Yeah, I use shift to kind of give it a bit of a swing so they don't hit on the exact same time. There's a little bit of a time difference. So they still kind of sound like the same clap, but they kind of sound a bit like longer, like the clap is kind of longer. We got some an extra clap here, accent clap. We got a snare, hi-hat, and an open hat, and also a crash, obviously. And then here you have some risers for this part to go into the verse. Oh yeah, I have a snare roll here. I gotta mention that. There we go. So yeah, pretty simple arrangements. I know it's only one verse here, but second added another one. Usually I make my beats one verse, but then second or Amy or whoever is using the beat prolongs the beat. So the last track I'm going to be breaking down here is Wrong or Right. There's some fun sounds in here. This is a beat that at first I wasn't fully sold on. It was kind of like a filler beat I added to the pack I sent. But it ended up turning out great. Like I ended up really liking the song, and this beat ended up growing on me. Because it has just some interesting sounds. I was just kind of messing around here with this pattern. It's an interesting pattern. The sound I'm using here, this East Coast arc key sound from Synthmaster. Just got some flanges on there, take some reverb, yep, full plate. We layer that with this sound, Diamond Dragon. So there's a bunch of this 80s mod room presets from Supermassive. You know, makes it Supermassive, and together it just, this sound gives a lot of like atmosphere to the rest of the melody here. So what's interesting here is I do some automation. You see here I got this origin, cymatic origin on here, which is this vintage plugin, which can lower the sample rate of a sound, which is basically like the quality of the sound. So the lower the sample rate, the more like higher frequencies get taken out. So if I play it right now, see here, there's just a bunch of the high end gone. Like here. So that comes on here for the verses. And then here on the second layer we have Soundgodizer. A bunch of Soundgodizer to just boost this up. So here, the first layer here is going to be the prominent one. And here the roles are reversed. So you have this be more prominent and more in the foreground. Then we got two leads here. Very high energy lead sound. Played it pretty high up and just a bunch of silly silly melody work here. I really like this one. And you got the silly whistle. It's a very silly beat, honestly, and the song itself is silly as well. Together the melodies sound like this. So now for the drums. We got this very thumpy, fun 808. See how I play like shorter notes? Like if you play the 808 for longer, you see how it goes for quite a while. But if I shorten it up, right? So how you do that? You go to the envelope here, and I just put the sus all the way down. I put a little bit of release, so like after the note stops playing, it continues a little bit, so it doesn't fully cut off, but just a little bit, right? 6%. You get like a more of a thumpier, shorter sound. So this is kind of like sounds a little bit like plug, but instead of like a clap, I use this rim shot. The hi-hats are very like Mexico draw plug style. We got this snare. Very silly snare pattern. We got like this slide up here, down an octave. And then we have this extra snare. And then we got a chant. Just kind of adding some energy, and this kind of plays the role of the open hat. Then we got some transition sound effects here. This sound right here. This is a sound I've been using quite a bit. I mainly use it for step team type of beats now. But this is a sound that comes from Fire Emblem. I literally went to like Fire Emblem sound effects and just took like a kit full of sounds from Fire Emblem games, from the Game Boy Advance ones. And then you have the bomb. This is very commonly used by Pierre, and we play it together. Boom. I put some super massive on the riser, and then I cut off the volume immediately, because if I don't do that, you'll just hear you just have all this tail ends from the delay and the auto reverb, and that kind of lessens the drop. If it's all, you have kind of this atmosphere with the delay building up and in the riser, and then it just cutting off. And these sound effects playing is kind of what gives it that punch, alongside the 808 obviously. Right, like it feels like it's like pulling you up in a bow. So yeah, there we go. Maybe next time I'll explain you guys how I got my tag as well, because it's a little story I might want to tell. How I got to the illegal tag in the first place. But I'll save it for the next time, because I gotta edit and upload this video still. Hope you guys enjoyed the project and this breakdown. Shiiva out now, Long Live Shiiva out now. Go stream that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
She fucking with the arithmetics. You gon' get me loud, talking just a tip and just a bit. I'll teach you how to love her right, cause you smell like a good snipe. You talk real smooth like butter, and she want the way you play the field. Emotional connection ain't shit compared to bricks. You should take a